I have talked about several of my video game collections, you know, from the Dreamcast to the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I haven't done the PlayStation 4 yet, but I figured, you know what? Let's go back to Nintendo Land and talk about my insanely huge GameCube collection. There's nothing impressive about this, so if there's one video that I want you guys to criticize me on, it's this one. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? My name is David Franco, and welcome to another collection video. I've made it very clear that I'm going to talk about my GameCube collection, and I've also made it clear that it's not all that impressive. But I had to get one thing out of the way. I was a major Xbox 360 fanboy back then. So in other words, my GameCube was the kind of console that got attention here and there for big games like Animal Crossing. And guys, to this day, I'm still a massive fan of Animal Crossing. I'll talk about that more in a bit. But yeah, I just want you to keep that in mind for this video. I didn't dislike my GameCube, it just didn't get as much attention as it actually deserved. And with that said, I would like to thank today's sponsor. Guys, if you need more games in your life, check out instantgaming.com. Okay, so instantgaming.com, for those not aware, is an online platform that sells digital video games at steep discounts, including a wide range of titles available. And guys, this does include PC titles such as Expedition 33, and yes, look at me real quick. I've played Expedition 33, and believe me, it is a beautiful game. The soundtrack is just absolutely freaking phenomenal, and I'm a big music guy when it comes to games and movies, and Expedition 33 just simply did not disappoint in that category. Okay, so obviously instantgaming.com has so much more than just Expedition 33 and even newer games such as Lies of P Overture. 15,000 plus titles. Let me say that again. Instantgaming.com has over 15,000 titles available. And of course, these 15,000 titles include instant and fast delivery. In other words, you buy it, you download it, you play it, there's no waiting, there's no fine print. And of course, the instantgaming.com process is fully reliable and completely safe. But if for whatever reason you do need help, there is 24/7 human support. So just reach out to them, and well, obviously they're gonna do their best to help you. Guys, get your discounted games right below by using my link. And of course, a huge thank you to instantgaming.com for sponsoring today's video. And speaking of games, guys, maybe instantgaming.com is what I need because I need more games in my life. Because I'll say it again, my GameCube collection is not all that impressive. But hey, I'm not going to not make a video about my GameCube games. So here we go, Wave Race, Bluestorm. I was a big fan of Wave Race 64. And speaking of 64, I definitely plan on making an N64 collection video. Actually, very soon. That's probably next on the list because I was a huge fan of 64. Well, I mean, I should just put it this way. My 64 collection probably multiplies my GameCube collection by, no joke, maybe like by 3 or 4. Anyway, Wave Race 64 was incredible, so obviously I had to check out Wave Race Bluestorm. Gotta be honest though, I don't have strong memories with this game like I did with Wave Race 64 because back then you gotta think, I mean, having a truly 3D wave racing game with, at the time, beautiful water physics was just unheard of in the whole console industry. So yeah, I mean, back then it was an impressive feat, right? So eventually when we got to the GameCube, we were kind of spoiled at that point. Meaning like, you know, kind of nowadays we get a new Call of Duty every year, we get a new Madden, we get exactly what we expect. So yeah, I mean, Wave Race Bluestorm didn't exactly blow my mind, but at the same time, I don't recall hating it. I'm just glad I have it, because again, I was such a huge fan of Wave Race 64, but hey, even then, Nintendo, what the heck happened to Wave Race? Bring it back. Give it some love, alright? Super Smash Bros. Melee, arguably the best Super Smash Bros. In the series, right? Now, I'm not going to say it's my favorite, because honestly, I don't think I have a favorite Smash Bros. Because I'm not really a picky Smash Brothers player. I mean, if the game is good, it performs well, it's got plenty of characters to keep me occupied, then I'm pretty happy. But I will say, some of my favorite memories go back to Super Smash Bros. Melee, because I used to take this game to console parties, aka LAN parties, but for console plebs back then, because back then I wasn't a PC gamer, you know? But guys, it was so much fun bringing my GameCube to people's houses, bringing my controllers, and just battling it out for hours on end into the very early hours of the morning with friends and just playing Melee. By the way, fun fact, my two favorite characters are Link and Meta Knights. I'm a big fan of Meta Knights. If Meta Knight was even in Melee, was he? I mean, I know he was in Ultimate, obviously, and Brawl. I was a big fan of Meta Knight. I just love his, you know, spin move. Spin move! Just something I do in the vlogs. I know it's cheesy. Anyway, guys, big fan of Melee. I don't think anybody really disliked Melee, and I'll say it again. I think this is pretty much, like, arguably the best one in this series. Anytime you ask somebody, they say Melee. But hey, Ultimate at the same time, guys, was really damn good because it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the ultimate Super Smash Brothers experience. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's the biggest Smash Brothers game to ever exist. And I'm very interested to see how they can top that with a Smash Brothers game on the Switch too. I think they're going to do something really unique with the online multiplayer. Maybe something that takes advantage of, you know, the Switch 2 game chat and the Switch 2 camera. I think some really cool things could be done there. Anyway, moving on, Super Monkey Ball 2. Did I ever play the first Super Monkey Ball? I'm sure I did at some point. Anyway, guys, I recall absolutely loving this game. Now, back then, we didn't have motion controls built into the GameCube controller or anything like that, you know, because back then we just didn't have the technology. But for its time, Super Monkey Ball 2, from what I can recall, I absolutely loved this game. However, I can tell you this with confidence, and I know for a fact, I never actually finished this. I got to some stage that just drove me absolutely crazy, or absolutely bananas. You get it, because monkeys and bananas? All right, moving on. Anyway, great game. Check it out. And guys, actually, for the just sake of mentioning it, if you've never played a Super Monkey Ball game, open up the eShop. There's actually a demo of the newest Super Monkey Ball game, and it's actually pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Super Mario Sunshine. Never beat this game as a kid. I definitely plan on going through it completely. Not, you know, 100%, but from beginning to end in regards to the story. But I definitely want to play through it. And by that, I mean, I want to go through it on Super Mario All-Stars on the Switch, which I actually have downloaded on my Switch too. And I definitely plan on streaming that sometime soon here on YouTube. So, hey, just saying, if you're not already subscribed, it's right down there, baby. It's free. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. But anyway, despite never actually finishing this game as a kid, or as a teenager, I should say, this will always be one of my favorite Mario games, solely based on two things. Solely, you see what I did there? That's a coincidence, sunshine. Anyway, number one, the level design was just beautiful. I love the whole tropical environment that they went for. I think it's more interesting than Galaxy, and yes, I beat Galaxy, and Galaxy was incredible. Like, that game really blew my mind, because I wasn't really a big fan of the idea of running around these, you know, smaller round planets, but it actually worked out extremely well. I mean, hey, it got a sequel, so that says something. And the second reason I love this so much is the soundtrack. I can hear the soundtrack right now. It's got such a beautifully unique soundtrack, and come on, Nintendo, please give us a remake, give us a sequel, or at least just make it part of GameCube NSO. But hey, I mean, at least I have it, you know, as part of Super Mario All-Stars on the Switch 1, which is obviously fully compatible with the Switch 2. Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was this not a launch title, or at least very close to launch? I just recall loving this game, being absolutely blown away by its graphics. And I've made it very clear in this channel, I am by no means a Star Wars nerd or a Star Wars geek. I appreciate Star Wars for, you know, what it is, especially the soundtrack. I'll say it again. I'm a big soundtrack guy. But I don't really get too excited over Star Wars. But this is one of the few Star Wars games that I actually recall enjoying. My favorite Star Wars game of all time is probably Knights of the Old Republic, only OG Xbox, which was a phenomenal game for its time. But anyway, Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2. It's a mouthful right there. Great game from what I can recall. Preview disc. I don't remember how I got this. It says not for resale. Watch me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sell it. But it does include demos for Soul Calibur 2, which is right there, which is actually part of NSO now, which is really cool. Splinter Cell. I completely forgot about that. There's a freaking Splinter Cell demo on here for GameCube. I actually might have to check that out because I was a huge fan of Splinter Cell. Only OG Xbox and Xbox 360. Beautiful Joe. Does anybody remember that? This is one of those games I never owned, but I think about on occasion. I'm like, whatever happened to the Beautiful Joe series? I feel like it wasn't as popular as Capcom was hoping, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys have played it as well. And finally, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg from Sega. That game I know nothing about, but we've also got demos for other games such as Dr. Mario was downloadable? Downloadable on the GameCube? I do not remember that. Also, we have Sonic Adventure DX. And interestingly enough, on the back here, it says Game Boy Advance compatible. I have very vague memories of plugging my GameCube into some games. I'm sorry, plugging my Game Boy Advance in to my GameCube and enjoying some kind of like VMU-like functionality from the Dreamcast, but on the GameCube. Honestly, guys, after making this video, I think at some point in the coming days, maybe this week while I'm previewing the vlog, I'm gonna check out Splinter Cell on here because I'm very, very curious about the overall performance. Because the GameCube, I think many will agree, is the last, console from Nintendo where they really pushed horsepower and pushed overall graphical fidelity and all that stuff. Then after that, we went to the Wii, which is extremely casual. And then, of course, we had the Wii U, which was a decent upgrade. Actually, a really good upgrade because it's actual, HD. And then we had the Switch, which was graphically a big jump, but they still have to balance it because it's a hybrid console. And now we've got the Switch 2, which in my opinion is graphically very impressive for a hybrid. Luigi's Mansion, speaking of visually impressive, this will always be a beautiful game. And hey, I'm just gonna say this. Luigi's Mansion 3, which I still have to finish. I started it, or soon, close to, that was great English, close to the Switch 2 release, so I was playing it the night before I got my Switch 2. Then ever since then, I've been obsessed with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It is very windy outside right now, so hopefully I don't lose power. Anyway, Luigi's Mansion, beautiful game for its time, and dare I say, I'm pretty sure it's going to age really well if you put it in today. Before I get to the last game, I do want to talk about one game that I did sell on eBay, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. Okay, but David, why'd you sell it if it's your favorite? Because I have Wind Waker HD on the Wii U. Yeah, the Wii U, which is obviously so much better looking. And I wish we'd get that version on the Switch too, like maybe some kind of remake again, but there's only so many times you can remake. But then again, just gonna say, Nintendo, I love you, but this is Nintendo we're talking about. Nothing is ever going to stop them from remaking or remastering games 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times. And hey, guys, I gotta be honest. I mean, I'm not against that. I mean, as long as it's fairly priced, the game is fun, and it performs well, then I'm all for it. Okay, my favorite game on GameCube and one of my favorite games of all time. I will never forget the excitement I had the day I woke up. I had to go to school. Because I was in high school at the time. Animal Crossing. The OG Animal Crossing will always be very, very special to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best Animal Crossing game in the series. My favorite is New Horizons. Unpopular opinion? I don't know, but the fact that you can place anything outside just drastically changed the gameplay, drastically. But anyway, rewinding to the days of the GameCube. Guys, the OG Animal Crossing, fun fact, I think it was called Animal Forest, right? In Japan? Animal Forest. Oh, Animal Forest for the 64. That's right. Animal Forest for 64, translated from Dobutsu no Mori. Probably said that horribly wrong, and I apologize. Anyway, this is the first Animal Crossing game, guys, and honestly, please listen to me. I mean, if there's anything you listen to me today about, I mean, besides instantgaming.com, check them out right below. Love you guys. Check out Animal Crossing. Like, this is one game, like, if you've never played one, please take my advice. Play Animal Crossing New Leaf or Animal Crossing New Horizons. Those are arguably the best ones in the series. And I loved City Folk. And I say that because City Folk gets a lot of hate, yet there's not a ton to do in the city. It's very bare bones. But City Folk to me will always be special because I played it a lot in college with friends. Like I used to wake up early Sunday mornings to sell my turnips and everything. It was cool because it was the stock market. You get it? Stock market, stock market. Anyway, Animal Crossing will always be special to me because I love those cozy type games, and I'm actually thinking about starting a brand new island on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Alright, sounds like there's a twister outside, so I should get going. Anyway, despite my very weak GameCube collection, I managed to talk quite a bit. Not a bad thing. So guys, what do you think? Is it weak? I mean, I think everybody will agree when I say this. Yes, but hey, stay tuned. Stay tuned because I've got two very, very strong collection videos coming out very soon. N64, that right there is a solid, solid collection. And plus, it's honestly one of my favorite consoles of all time. The N64 to me was so much more impactful than the GameCube was. I'm sorry, again, I was an Xbox 360 fanboy. And well, there you go. That's the second collection coming out very soon. My Xbox 360 collection is definitely the largest collection I have out of all of my video games. All of my video games since being a gamer, you know, in the mid-80s, late 80s or whatever. I was born in 85, by the way, for those curious. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's going to be a long video. So just to give you, you know, some warning ahead of time, grab a coffee, grab a snack for that video because that's going to be a long one. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Once again, shout out to instagaming.com for sponsoring today's video. I appreciate you guys. It is linked right below. Check them out for some heavily discounted games. And guys, I'm talking heavy discounts. So check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Happy gaming. And I'll see you soon.